Is liberty dying where you live? Escape to Keene at freekeene.com. State Representative Kyle Tasker speaks to the Criminal Justice Committee in favor of creating a study committee to examine the idea of legalizing cannabis. With a state police officer sitting behind him, he brings out some risky props.
Or an edible. So when we talk about health consequences, obviously these things need to be taken into account because there are no health consequences of these. You're not smoking it. So you're dealing with THC, which is a proven safe medical product. It's been approved since 1997, I believe, for medicinal use. So we need to get away from this thinking we know everything about marijuana when we're legislating about it, because after it passed the House, it went to Ways and Means, and Ways and Means was ready to say, all right, let's just get rid of the edibles. That'll make our job so much easier. What they don't realize is half the marijuana in Colorado right now is being used to make edible products. And if we get rid of the edible products, we're telling somebody, all right, we're going to legalize marijuana, but you're going to smoke it. We're going to literally tell people they have to smoke it. Now, from a public safety aspect, that's a terrible decision when they could do it without any harmful effects to them whatsoever. Just drop underneath the tongue, but we're telling them, no, you're going to smoke that. It's criminal to actually think that the state would do that. So it's too easy to get into this idea that we know everything. We're gonna try to get a hold of it. We need to study it, make sure we understand it. Half the marijuana goes into edible products, and we need to include those. We can't just say, oh, well, it'd be easier to not even do edibles, because that's going to happen. Edibles is going to happen. We need to study this. We need to make sure we're on top of the issue, and we need to get more input than just. We have a very closed group of people, and not everybody's going to be an expert on marijuana, so we need to get as much information as possible. That's my only input. So I do support this bill, and I don't think we should allow ourselves to get caught in the past. And I'm thinking of this, we need to think of it as smoking is very passé. Pretty soon, nobody's going to want to smoke anything. Tobacco, marijuana, nobody's going to want to smoke any of that. They can just take a little puff off their e-cigarette, and they can do it inside, they can, without stinking anything up. We always hear, well, I don't want to smell that. When it's legal, I'm going to have to smell that. Well, no, you don't. We can say, well, we don't want them smoking in public. Well, this is what's going to happen in public, and you're not going to even know it. You're not even going to have a clue. So I really think we need a study committee just to get as much information as possible and educate ourselves and get a handle on the issue instead of just trying to go willy-nilly. Thank you.
This is an editorial comment. When I testified in favor of the decriminalization bill a few years back, I started off my comments by saying, I can't say I've never inhaled, because I've been to the Civic Center in Portland. I wish now that they had that.
I tell you what, this is revolutionizing the way people are doing it, and I used to smoke marijuana like I thought if I kept doing it, I was going to win something. Yeah.
Are there any questions? Representative Manager Foodie.
So the cookies are from a bakery that's local that anybody can get?
These are from the luncheon, from the cafeteria right here.
What's the eyedropper?
This is for my personal stash, and then
Personal stash.
no, this is just a prop for you guys.
I don't know what was in it.
Glycerin.
Kinda wondering about that.
How they make it is they take a vegetable glycerin and they take the marijuana and they heat it up for 8 hours.
No, I was wondering what you had in the bottle.
You can try
Something
it.
like that.
On the way home.
Something like that.
Any other questions?
I see no question.
Right.
You have a question?
Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Right.
Last time we had the synthetic marijuana, you
Yes.
had the actual substance and you educated the committee on how easily it's available. So that was my question.
Yeah,
If
you
this
make
is
a
a
phone
true
call, if you
edible
know who to
marijuana.
call, you can drive to Maine and literally load up your car and come back over the border again.
I think I've had a comment, probably not the wisest thing I ever did about what we're doing to the medical marijuana bill. Well, how are they gonna get it? I said, you call the kid next door, he'll get it for you. That seems to be is that available?
And legalizing it would affect the market. It would shrink the market for the underage crowd because, like with alcohol, it's harder to get alcohol now for an underage kid to get marijuana, which is a tragic state of affairs. And we did talk about kids using marijuana. That's bad. Nobody's ever disagreed that that's bad. And if anything, we're saying it'll reduce use. even when other places that have decrimmed, rates have gone down with usage. So if we want to protect the children, this is the right direction, not restricting it more, because then it just makes it easier for them to get it, because everybody's selling it. Literally, all their friends. Oh yeah, I'll make one phone call, we'll have it in a second. As opposed to a liquor store. Let's stand outside the liquor store and see if we can get somebody to buy us liquor. No, kid, you're not going to buy any liquor. So.
I just want to know one quick question.
One quick. What would the age limit of the young that you would prevent?
Say that
We
again.
talked about age in the youth. Where would you put the line for the age group that could use it or not use it?
I think most feasibly it would be 21, but I would go 18 if that was an option. Just because I think you're going to keep in criminality three years of people's lives when you could keep them out of the criminal element.
Thank you very much for your testimony.
We don't want a now cow when you tell us it came from the cafeteria.
We'd like to invite you to visit freekeen.com. Freekeen.com features audio, video, and blogs chronicling the transition to a voluntary society. Freekeen.com also has comments and discussion forums so you can be heard. Freekeen.com.
I should be in Keene, New Hampshire with the Free Staters.